Hey, this is Kristen Shaw, and I'm here with Matthew Meyer from Burns, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about what you guys are up to lately. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions about what's new.
Okay, sounds
Cool?
good.
Okay, so let's start with what is Burns here at this symposium to talk about?
Well, Burns provides specialized engineering services for complex aviation projects. Specifically, we're seeing a lot of need for technology, security, multimedia, which is an area we've really been getting into the last few years.
So what does that mean? What parts of the airport are you working on?
Some of the, I think, most interesting parts of the airport we've been in recently are related to multimedia and passenger experience. We're seeing a lot of airports very interested in immersive multimedia, large-scale, architecture-scale multimedia, really investing in that. So from my perspective, airports have come from a world where they're traditionally flight displays and signage and disparate systems. And one, they're really going to a unified sort of campus digital media platform. And then also they're looking for sort of centerpieces or features for these, billion-dollar programs. So
It seems like it takes airports a long time to make changes, right?
yeah.
Because
sure.
the cycle's so long,
It
20-year planning cycles. What are you working on, or what have you been working on for the last couple of years that you're going to see come to fruition soon in terms of trends and new technology?
We've been working on some big programs with Orlando Salt Terminal. We started designing that 5 or 6 years ago. So we had to sort of forecast out the technology down there, try to figure out where the market was going to go, and then in the end really have sort of a wow moment and a lot of excitement when the terminal opens later this year. We've been working on a similar program with Nashville right here. So they're doing a progressive design build, which is pretty unique. It's a very fast-paced method to deliver a project. The first one opened during COVID, which was challenging. That went from design to complete construction in just over 2 years. So we designed 6-gate concourse, new checkpoints, security systems, the baggage handling area, and that was all, I think, about 29 months, so just over 2 years. So
That's really fast.
It is really fast. I think construction's trying to get faster pace and react to the market. As engineers, we need to do the same. So progressive design build, I think, makes sense there.
Could you explain a little bit more about progressive design build and how it differs from other methods and why and what makes it faster that you were able to accomplish this so quickly?
So progressive design build, I feel like it's almost as different from design build as design build is from design bid build. So progressive design build is really fast paced. What happens is you really have to condense down and overlap your design and construction period. Like I said, the project I spoke of, those maybe 29 months. That would be like 3.5 or more years in a traditional design build.
Easily, right?
Right, for sure. The good thing about it is, I think, from a technology perspective, Nashville's going to have these large multimedia features. They're going to be a centerpiece of their lobby. So in that case, it makes it a little easier to forecast and design the technology because you don't have as much change to manage. So, forecasting out a year or two is a lot easier than a project that started 6 years ago. So there's some benefit to it.
For sure. And do you feel like airports are coming up with new ways of talking about multimedia? Are their strategies different as passenger needs and wants evolve?
Yeah, I think passengers are used to screens and they're used to seeing video and they have it in the environment, right? So I think when we think about passenger experience, engaging the public when they're traveling, making the airport not just a place you move through, but a place you want to be, you want to experience, you can be calmer or happy or excited. The media can help you do that. But I do see that a lot of airports are looking to make investments in that, and it's a unique problem. It's a new problem, I think, for airports. They're used to more traditional signage. We have to look at these big elements and the design of the big elements, the technology, the LED tiles, all the electrical, fiber, telecommunication, all the design for the feature. We have to look at the content management system that runs that and makes it happen. And we have to look at the content. So without balancing out those three things, understanding how they all work together, you could end up with, something big and impressive looking that does not have content, right? It'd be like having a big TV at home but nothing to watch.
Right.
It's sort of
no cable service, no Netflix.
Black screen. So
I can see that. And the airports that you mentioned, I can imagine Orlando would be a perfect market for
Right.
more multimedia because it's so tourist oriented. But I'm also thinking that it doesn't have to be a tourist oriented airport to benefit from these kinds of technologies.
Yeah, Nashville is not necessarily just a tourist market, but they're very interested in, and I think they realize they're going to have these large displays in their lobby, and they want to have sort of a wow factor. Airports doing these large capital programs, they want it to be exciting, and they want the public to be excited about it. People to feel like money's well spent, and they want to go to the airport. So, I think wrapping up the design of these multimedia features and getting engaged in the content, it's something new they're trying to figure out. A lot of airports are used to traditional engineering, usually used to IT, but this content is a new organizational piece. So these multimedia features are an asset for their organization that's new. It's not really the building, it's not really IT. They need to get public affairs maybe, potentially marketing. So it's really across the different stakeholders of the airport.
So what do you think, last question, what do you think is an exciting trend that's on its way, that's coming up, that airports are really starting to look at in your realm?
I think the multimedia is going to keep growing. We talked about that a bit. We're doing some of the multimedia immersive, so multimedia that's interactive and people can engage with, people can relax. We have some of that at Orlando. I think it's unique for the passenger to be able to go, have time at an airport, not feel like they have to race and run to their gate or wait at the food court. They could do something more engaging and feel like they really have that sense of place, which I think people want nowadays. It's popular. So
Yeah, and then ultimately it's going to help the airports make more money because people, when
Exactly.
they're relaxed,
Yep.
they spend more, right?
Yep, this creating a sense of place is really good for value in the business, right? If you've got an airport and you want people to go to the airport, you want them to go there for a reason. You might be able to offer specific flights or routes, but if the airport is sort of a destination unto itself, that's a really good thing too, and that's where they want to go.
Agreed. I'm sure we can think of some that they're doing it better than others, and others that are
Yep.
on their way to doing it.
Yep.
Well, thanks for the explanation.
All right.
I appreciate it.
No problem.
Have a good show.
Thanks.